Born at St. Mary, she went on to become a surgical nurse here. He came to St. Mary for his residency in 1971. A year later, he joined the staff. It was 2 years after that they met. Steve came to St. Mary for surgery, and Sheila was his nurse, a recent grad. He likes to say it wasn't love at first sight because he was in too much pain. The pain went away. Lucky for him, Sheila didn't.
I would best describe Sheila as an excellent clinician, but I also know her personally, and I would think she's very intelligent, very humorous, fun-loving, doesn't sweat the small stuff.
Steve Shea came to St. Mary for his internal medicine residency in 1971. It didn't take long before he became head of the Department of Emergency Medicine. Within the hospital community, he has served as Vice Chief of Staff, a member of the Board of Trustees, as well as President Chief of Staff.
Professional is the first word that comes to mind to describe Steve. He is a consummate professional in everything that he does.
Steve can be counted on, he can be relied on, he is true to his word.
When I think of Steve, I think of Mr. Cool. No ups, no downs, be it playing golf or in the ER room or even by the barbecue. He is so even keel. Sheila, my dear Sheila, on the other hand, has her ups and downs. She can get fired up one moment and be ready to take on the world, the next moment, very relaxed and casual.
Important qualities in a busy ER. Each day, the emergency department at St. Mary Medical Center will see upwards of 180 patients come through its doors. Often frightened and scared, they are seeking the finest of care and compassion. It is not an overstatement to say that together Steve and Sheila Shea have set the standard for quality and compassionate emergency care, not just for St. Mary, but for Long Beach and beyond. Steve has worked directly with the Long Beach Fire Department, establishing guidelines and protocols for patient treatment.
I certainly really appreciate everything that he's done for my organization, my department, and I don't think we say it enough how much gratitude we owe him, because a lot of the success we have is based on emergency medical services out in the field. And I don't know that we've ever really effectively said how much he means to that. I mean, 84% of what we do is EMS in Long Beach Fire, and 100% of that success is attributable to the leadership and guidance of Steve.
Steve's accomplishments all really speak for themselves. He began the paramedic program over 40 years ago in Long Beach and has been medical director of the EMS system, which is one of the best EMS systems in the country for Long Beach for over these 40 years. In addition, he has created the best emergency department in the city and probably in Southern California.
On the other side of things, I will say that I sometimes think he's impossible to get a hold of on the telephone and absolutely horrible at responding to emails. I don't even think he has an email account.
Sheila's role at St. Mary has expanded throughout her career. After 20 years as an ER nurse, she became an emergency nurse practitioner. She's also an author of numerous journal articles and 2 books, and she's an educator.
Sheila is a mentor. She's been a mentor to me since the 80s, 1980s. I wanted to be an educator just like her. She had an anecdotal story for every situation and every medical condition that there was, describing different patients that she had taken care of. And when I became an educator, I went to her to ask her, I'm like, so how did you get all these stories? And so she told me that she goes, Andy, she goes, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. She goes, you just make it up. And the students don't know. And I just looked at her and I was like, oh. And then I thought about it, and my Rate Your Professor scores have never been higher ever since I implemented that at the college.
In 1984, HBO came to St. Mary looking to showcase a busy, state-of-the-art emergency room.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shea. Can you tell me?
The documentary HBO aired, called Life and Death in the ER, put Steve and Sheila into a national spotlight.
When I started working in the emergency department, there was a whole new side of life that I didn't even know existed. The people who come in from the street who have no place to stay, the so-called bums who come in drunk all the time, the rapes that took place, the shootings, the stabbings, all the other side of life that I had really never seen all through the years I was growing up.
It sometimes is also the time where you're at in your professional practice. Early on, things bother you more. You tend to build up this defense after 3 or 4 or 5 years of practice, and then when you're there 10, 11, 12 years, you have softened enough to understand that not everybody did things to themselves. Not everybody can help the rotten life that they're in. And even though they have self-inflicted a lot of their injuries or medical problems, that they're just victims. And you stop holding grudges against all of society for being on Medi-Cal and for being uninsured. You can take care of them all no matter what.
It was only a few years after this movie that Sheila met her friend and future writing partner, Sue Hoyt.
We originally met in 1986 at a trauma nursing core course class that was given by the Emergency Nurses Association. And Sheila walked into the room with the other 15 of us, and we took one look at this young, hot chick who had these high heels on. We called them candies. I don't know if they still sell them now, but it was pretty funny. And we said, oh my gosh. And she sat down, took the test, finished first, got the highest grade, and the rest is history.
Together, Sheila and Sue have co-authored 2 books. Steve, meanwhile, spent his time creating emergency plans for national and international events. In 1984, Steve wrote the medical protocol for every event of the Los Angeles Summer Olympics. Just a few years earlier, he became medical director for the Long Beach Grand Prix.
Well, I met Steve 38 years ago when he was the assistant medical director for the Grand Prix in Long Beach. What Steve developed here was a program that has been adopted at other facilities that we're not even involved with. When it comes to dedication, he's a dedicated professional, but he's more of a dedicated family man.
Steve and Sheila have 3 children. Their son, Christopher, just received a finance degree from SMU and is working for an investment bank in San Francisco. Daughter Devin is a student esthetician who plans a career in dermatology. Their oldest daughter carries on the St. Mary tradition of service. Currently an EMT at the hospital, Megan plans for a career in nursing.
I think they've made time for their family while both working full-time in a busy emergency department, and I really commend them. I don't know that there's a lot of couples who could juggle all of the things that they juggle on a daily basis.
And truth be told, without Sheila's support, Steve would be nothing. I mean, because let's be honest, I mean, she's pretty much running the show. He's just kind of following direction, but he's following direction well.
As being neighbors and friends for all these years, we get to see Sheila in this different light, you know, casual, relaxed, a gourmet chef, and just full of fun in life. But I've had the opportunity to see her at work in the ER, and she scares me. She's cracking the whip. I almost felt like I needed to change a bedpan.
Steve and Sheila have overseen 1 remodel of the emergency department and are now making plans for the next. An update that will keep the St. Mary Emergency Department at the top of its field, focused on quality, compassion, and state-of-the-art care.
Steve, Sheila, I just want to say congratulations on this Lifetime Achievement Award. You've meant a great deal to both me and to the Long Beach Fire Department, and we certainly wouldn't be where we are today without your leadership and guidance.
Congratulations, Sheila and Steve. We are so very proud of you, and I'm honored and humbled to know you.
Values are like fingerprints. Nobody's are the same, but you leave them all over everything you do. Steve, you've left your fingerprints of your values over everything you have done, everything you do, and everything you will do. You are, for me, a touchstone. I will always look to you as a role model, as a man, as a physician, and as a friend. Congratulations on living your life well.
I just want to thank both of you for being a mentor to me, not just in my professional life, but also personally. And it's been a privilege to work so closely with you, and I'm just very grateful to you guys, and I love both of you.
You're my BFF. And the other thing is, there's a word that I've never said to another man, with the exception of my father. I love you, man.
Steve and Sheila, you are great friends. You have always been there for us. And all we've ever had to do for you is make sure we filled that prescription of Chardonnay for Sheila. Just want to say congratulations on the Lifetime Achievement Award. We're so happy we could be here to share it with you, and we love you.
Steve and Sheila Shea have given so many years of dedicated service to the mission of St. Mary Medical Centre. They have participated fully in the growth and development of the hospital's emergency department. They have been active members of the greater community and are amazing examples of what it means to participate in the ministry of healing, and I thank them for their dedication and commitment.
For over 30 years of service to St. Mary Medical Center, for their work with the 1984 Olympics and Grand Prix of Long Beach, for their continuing work in teaching and speaking, writing, and consulting on emergency medicine, we award Steve and Sheila Shea our highest honor, the St. Mary Life Achievement Award. Congratulations to the both of you.
Congratulations to both of you, and thank you for all your years of service.
I've been here a long time, and over the time that I've been here, I've worked with so many excellent physicians, nurses. They're really the heart and soul of the hospital, and that's who I'd like to thank the most. My colleagues, the nursing staff, all the people that have put in the hard hours, the hard work to make this the hospital it is. And especially all the people who came tonight to support the event. I hope you know the money that we generate is going to the emergency department, and that's where my heart is. So thank you very much.
I feel very similarly. I think that the emergency department is the heart and soul of the hospital. St. Mary's is heart and soul of downtown Long Beach. I am very privileged to have been part of it.
Where else can I live with and work with my best friend? Well, I'm here.
Good night, Dr. Shea.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Steve.